Hi, welcome to Super at 60. I'm Darlene. Today's going to be a little bit different. We're going to do a couple recipes. Actually, we're doing 3 recipes today. We're going to start out with a peanut butter cookie recipe. Then we're going to do some pancakes, and we're going to end up with some yummy granola bars. However, they're not made your traditional way. Today, we're using the Amish friendship bread starter. I'm sure you've gotten that little baggie from a friend. Add a cup of sugar, a cup of flour, a cup of milk here, stir it for a couple days. And at the end of the time, then you're supposed to share it with some friends as well. Well, sometimes friends just don't want it, and it's hard to get rid of the Amish friendship bread starter. So today I'm going to give you some recipes that are a little different from the sweetbreads you're used to doing, and that you can do. You can have one full baking day and get rid of all your starter in one day. See you at the end. Bye-bye. I'm Darlene. Welcome back to Super at 60. Today we are going to do one last recipe of our Amish friendship bread starter, which is right here. You can see we've been working it down. Today we're going to make something kind of fun, granola bars. Okay, I don't know, when you get your little friendship bread starter. You usually think of only Amish breads, only the little, the really sweet breads, yummy things, like a chocolate chip bread, or like usually it's like a cinnamon coffee cake type thing. And we've done so many things already, and there are so many more wonderful recipes out there that you can do too. So today, let's get started with our wet ingredients, okay? And I've got my little recipes written right here, and I'll put them down below for you if you're interested. So we will start with a half a cup of honey. All right. They say to spray your cup first, and I'm gonna do just that with honey because it comes out better, and it really is true. And actually, put it right down here. I like honey. It's good. I'm not crazy about it though. It's not my favorite thing in the whole world. So what I'm gonna do is fill this. Boy, if I'd known it was gonna be this hard, I would have done it before. All right, come on, Mr. Honey. All right, the rest of it, perfect. Actually, it wasn't really that hard. I'm gonna use maple syrup. I just like the flavor of it. I think it tastes really good in granola bars. All right, and in it goes, just like that. Okay, perfect. Yep. Okay. All right, very good. Just mix those two things up together. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna need that. Keep it nearby. Oh, right. So another wet. I'm gonna use a banana. Okay, we are gonna use a banana, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Bananas are good. Now the banana doesn't go in, believe it or not, with the wet things. For starters, it's gonna go in, but I want to get it open here. It's gonna go into our dry ingredients. We're gonna do the ingredients separately, the wet and the dry, and then we're going to put them together. All right, so there we go. And now we need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. You know, I have this wonderful Mexican vanilla, pure vanilla, in my pantry. Every time I open my other vanilla, I keep forgetting that I have it up there. A wonderful neighbor of mine texted me and she said, hey, would you like a thing of Mexican? Never opened it. And I'm like, yeah, heck yeah. If you haven't used that for baking, you're missing out. All right, let's see what else here. Honey, vanilla, anything else? Oh yes, of course, the star of the show here. And we only need a half a cup. Usually it's a cup per recipe. Today we only need a half cup. So here we go. Whoops, I always make it roll over. I don't know why, I just do. So there we go. All right, good. We're off to a good start. Mix that up. Wet ingredients, you can see there. All right, that's honey, that's vanilla, that's the Amish friendship bread starter, all mixed up beautifully. Okay, just make sure that's it. I'm gonna set that aside. We'll need that in just a second. So we'll get our bigger bowl out here, and I'm just gonna mash this banana up. Yeah, the recipe calls for just a regular banana, not, we're not looking for that brown banana that we use for banana bread. Of all the years that I have been using and baking with the Amish Friendship Bread Starter, I have never once really thought about making anything else besides just the beautiful little sweetbreads, which are good, and they make really nice gifts, and they freeze beautifully. So, like up to 6 months. All right, so there we go. We have mashed this guy to smithereens. Okay. All right, I'll put him over here. I'm not sure I'm gonna need him again, but I'll put him over there. Whoops. All right, so we have that in there, that in there, that in there, that in here. Here are oats, and we need 2 cups of oats. These are just regular oats for oatmeal. I think they're the quick cook maybe, but I think you could use anything you want. You know, steel cut or whatever. Okay, just dump them in. All right, and then we're gonna add a half teaspoon of salt. Everything always calls for a little bit of salt. And again, I'm going to remind you, make sure that your salt, when you're measuring, is level with your measuring spoon. Too much salt is never a good thing. Alrighty. And we need a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, which is probably my favorite thing in the whole world. You'll probably see me add it to any kind of sweet thing. And there it goes. Okay. Alrighty. And all right, now we're going to add in what I call the add-ins. This is just kind of your base recipe here. Let's get that banana going. All mixed up like this. Well, this is pretty neat. All right, the one thing that I see that's missing from this recipe that I may add, because I thought it would be really nice, is peanut butter. So I'm going to keep an eye on this and see how it's coming together. And if I feel like I want to add a little peanut butter, I'm going to add a little peanut butter. It's one of the favorite things in our house. It always has been. You can eat it if you're on a diet somehow with celery or something, or you can make a sandwich out of it. Or of course you can make peanut butter cookies. Why not? Alrighty, so here we go. I have chosen today some chopped dates that I have. Called for about a half a cup of each of these things. So I'm just gonna see what I have. I don't want to add too much stuff. Okay, so there we go. Chocolate chips. I have these little mini ones. I like to use these. I like the big ones too, but for some reason I just kind of like these. So in they go. All right. And I have some dried cranberries. I think those would go, oh, they smell so good. Those are wonderful. I usually keep a good bag of those around. You can do a lot with them. They're wonderful in scones. I love scones. I like to make scones. And 2 other things that I'm going to stick in there that are not in the recipe, but I'm just kind of playing around here today. A little bit of coconut. When you think of granola, I think of oatmeal and coconut for some reason. I don't know why, but I do. So yep, we're going to toss it in there today. That's only about a 1/4 cup. If we feel we want a little more, we can put it in there. And these are some chopped walnuts, because why not? All right. Oh yeah, this is looking really good. All righty, good. All right, let's get this all mixed up nicely. It's starting to take shape now. Really looks lovely, smells incredible. Ugh, I wish you could smell it. But if you make it, you can, and then you can eat it too. All right. And then we are going to add our wet ingredients now, okay? Let's go back and grab them over here. I don't know, we're putting this together for the first time, so we'll see. Drizzle it all over everything. If it's a little too wet, I probably could add a little bit more oatmeal or oats. Sorry, it's just oats, don't add oatmeal, as in cooked. Okay. Scoop it all out. All right, here we go. Oh, this is wonderful. What a great recipe. I hope it tastes good. It feels good to the hand, and if you've ever made granola before, you'll know that it's a good feel. And it smells so good. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go for it with the peanut butter. Forgive me if you hate peanut butter and right now you're going, no, you're gonna ruin it. But we like peanut butter. Okay, that's not even a quarter of a cup, so it's okay. It's gonna be okay. All right. Mix that peanut butter up in here, nice and smooth. Get out of the way. I'm now going to get my pan that I have already prepared. I have cut out a piece of parchment for the bottom, and I sprayed the pan first, put my parchment paper down, and then sprayed it again and along the sides. We're going to make sure that this comes out. All right, so in the pan she goes. Right now she's really moist. It's a good thing. I'm really curious. I really am very curious as to how this particular recipe is going to come out with that Amish friendship bread starter. All right, I'm just going to, mash it up and try to make it as even as possible so you don't have any spots in here that aren't cooked and some spots that are overcooked. I'm just kind of pressing it down. I hate that sound. All right, looks good. This is going to go in a 350 oven for, I'm going to say, what I think it's approximately 30 to 35 minutes, but I will keep a close eye on my oven. I'll set my timer for about 20 minutes, and then we'll see from there how she's looking. All right, very good. Very good. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put it into the oven, and when I come back, I will show you whether we have a great recipe or a flop, because right now, I don't know. I just don't know. See you soon. Well, it looks like our Amish friendship bread starter day is coming to an end. We made some delicious recipes today. We started out with these yummy peanut butter cookies. As you can see right here, just take one right here for you. Everything came out with a little bit of a brownness to it, which I kind of thought was neat. They're not at all burnt. I mean, it's not that they were in the oven too long, because they're still soft and they're still very chewy. But they do have this golden brown kind of hue to them. And I noticed that the pancakes had that too. Very, very nice and chewy. No crispiness at all to it. Extremely moist. I think that you will really, really enjoy these if you make them. They're airy. They're more of an airiness. I bit into one earlier and I tried to kind of think about it and how I could describe it to you, and that's kind of it. I mean, sometimes when I make peanut butter cookies, maybe it's just my recipe, but they're a little heavy, which I kind of like that too. They're filling. These are different. They're a little bit airier. I think you could probably eat more than one. Be careful there. All right. The next recipe that we had were the pancakes. They were absolutely delicious. They were very toasty brown looking, but again, not burnt. It was just kind of a look that they had about them. I'm not certain why. I'm going to have to kind of dig into that and see if I can come up with an answer for you, because I really don't know. All I know is what I see. They all had this nice toasty, nutty, golden brownness to them, which probably adds to the yummy flavor. The pancakes were a little heavier than the peanut butter cookies were. They were light. These pancakes were a little bit heavier. They rose really nicely, even without an egg. There was no egg in the recipe, but they were beautiful. They were so good. The flavor is intense. It is nothing like a pancake box mixture. And I make my own pancake mix and just kind of keep it stored and take a cup or two out here as we use it. And it was nothing like that as well. It's just different. It's something you just have to experience. The third thing we did, of course, were our granola bars. Boy, did those come out nice. You know, I wasn't sure whether they were going to be crispy, crunchy, or whether they were going to be more on the chewy side. However, they were extremely chewy. extremely moist and chewy. These have been out and cooled for quite a while. So you can see all the ingredients in there. They were yummy. The cranberries, the figs that were in there. Boy, they give a real nice flavor. If you haven't used dried figs or dried dates or a combination of the two, perhaps with some walnuts or some pecans or almonds or something, yum. Just throw them in cookies or something. They're really, really good. It's something different. Okay. And again, look how chewy and yummy those are. You can see that beautiful red plump cranberry just popping right out at you. Very nice. The coconut, I wish I'd put just a hair bit more in there, but boy, the coconut added so much. And just that little bit of peanut butter, that was great. Very good idea. All right, well, and that's it. Those were our 3 recipes that I chose to do for you. There's plenty more. Go to the internet and look for them. As far as the starter goes, you can start one yourself. You don't have to wait for a friend to bring it to you. It's 1/4 cup of warm water, not hot, but not cold, warm water, and 2 1/4 teaspoon of dry yeast. It can be instant or regular, doesn't matter, or just the 1 packet of the yeast. It's the same thing. 2 1/4 teaspoons is what is inside each packet. So that will work for you. And you mix that up, and then you add a cup, use a bowl, or use, I would start out with a bowl first so you can mix it really well. Give it a good start. And then you need a cup of sugar, a cup of milk, and a cup of flour. And that's it. Give it a good stir, cover it with very lightly with I just like to use a towel, a kitchen towel. Because you have to it's going to start fermenting on its own. You'll see all these wonderful little bubbles on top, and that's exactly what you need. It's like one of those sourdough starters. It's exactly the same thing. It's just sweet with the sugar, where the sourdough starters don't really have that. Just go to the internet and plug in Amish Friendship Bread Starter, and you'll be there all day if you want, just looking at recipes and how the starters should look. There's all kinds of pictures of it. I have never had a starter go bad, ever. In all the years that I've kept them on my counter, I've never had one go bad or sour or any kind of little funky dark spots or anything appear in them. I do feed them. You have to feed them regularly, every 5 days. And every 10 days, you have to bake. That's why it's nice to have a whole lot of recipes to choose from. You just have to make it a baking day and just go to town. Just create whatever you like. These things freeze beautifully. They store beautifully. And you can package them up and make all kinds of treats for your friends and your neighbors. I want to thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen today. It was really, really fun. I hope that you'll come back with your friends and join me in my kitchen again. Bye-bye.